What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaac, aka The Baddest, and today I'm going to be doing a video that you guys have been waiting for ever since I did my FNAF games ranked by difficulty. I brought up the idea of doing a tier list video ranking the every character from Ultimate Custom Night by difficulty. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm pretty confident I got every secret character in here. I'm pretty sure this is the entire cast of Ultimate Custom Night. And I put together my own tier list. The tiers are dreadful, meaning the absolute worst it could be, hard, manageable, not so bad, easy, or no problem, as in you literally don't even have to think about it. So yeah, I'm not sure how long this will take. I guess it depends on how much I want to explain my decisions. But yeah, let's just start this. So the first one we got is Nightmare, who I personally think is on the easier end because it's nothing more than an audio cue. I think all audio cue based mechanics in this game are fairly simple. The thing that makes, I guess, Nightmare, I might as well just do these at the same time. Nightmare, Fredbear, and Nightmare is one of them goes on the left, one of them goes on the right, so you have to make sure you realize which one it is. But that's not really that challenging. I'm going to put them both in easy because all that matters is that you hear the laugh sound effect. It's not that bad. The mini arenas block off your sight the same way they do in Sister Location Custom Night. I don't really know where to put this. I don't really find it that bad. I find it fairly easy to ignore them, but at the same time, I don't know if they're easy enough to put on easy. Actually, I will say they're on the high end of easy because they don't actually kill you. They can make it way easier for you to be killed, but actually there are other ones that block off your vision that we will get to that are worse than this one. So yeah, we're going to put it on the higher end of easy. Withered Chica goes through the vents. It is definitely annoying to have to look at the vents, but what's better with Withered Chica compared to, say, Mangle is she always goes the same direction. You always know where she is going to be headed. It still takes going to a different camera and a different system at that. But again, because of the fact that she isn't unpredictable, I'm going to put her in not so bad. Mr. Hippo and all of the mediocre melodies are going to go in manageable. I find them annoying, and I find it annoying that you have to do the audio lure thing in the ducts. It's just frustrating and annoying, but at the same time, it's not hard or dreadful. It's just kind of tedious. Classic Chica, you have to listen for the pots and pans sound. That I actually, unlike the other audio cues, find easier to forget, because as opposed to trying to identify a sound that's out of the ordinary, you have to make sure you notice when the sound stops. And I actually find that more difficult because you get used to it, but since it's like muffled background noise, you don't fully realize when it goes away. Whereas like a laugh, it's a fucking abundant laugh. Like you notice it. I'm going to put her on the higher end of not so bad. Bonnet, just a simple click on the nose, just easy. Nightmarion, I wish it was just called Nightmarionette. Nightmarion is definitely can get you in a bad situation. It definitely can catch you at a bad time, but overall I don't think it's that challenging. I think it's fairly easy to make sure your mouse is not on its body. However, it's not going to be on easy, that's for sure. I would say it's one above Withered Chica, but below Chica, because I think it's easy to avoid, and this one's a bit hard to forget, and this one is still fairly predictable. So yeah, that's where that's going to be. Nightmare Chica is pretty easy, very easy to notice when she's there, and if you know what to do, which is turn on the AC, it's not that bad. It's actually fairly easy. I'm going to put it just one above Bonnet, because Bonnet has like... No, actually, it's going to be below, because Bonnet has a little audio cue, but this one straight up shoves teeth in your face. Like, it's very easy to notice. Bonnie. Well, the thing with Bonnie is, by himself, he's no problem, because it's just don't look at him. But with Bonnie and Foxy at the same time, it is actually fairly challenging. So, do I just put them on the same level? No, I think, let's do both at the same time. I think Foxy's going to go in hard. You have to pay attention to him. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. Like in FNAF 1, he's, something you really got to focus on, and that gets in the way a lot of the time. And Bonnie, I'm going to just put one below, because although Bonnie doesn't kill you, when you look at him, the cameras go out. And since you just have a small figure to go off of who is in, when you look at Bonnie, it is like the most frustrating thing ever. It's like, why did that have to happen? It's awful. Rockstar Freddy, not so bad. I appreciate that you can use the heater to make him malfunction when you don't have coins, so that makes it easier for sure. I'm still not going to put him in easy because using the heater is risky a lot of the time, but I'm going to put him on the lower end of not so bad since you don't actually have to give him the coins every time. This one is really hard to see. It's Phantom Freddy, for those of you that can't actually notice. This is Phantom Freddy, who is fairly easy, actually. Actually, the easiest for sure. Okay, no, not the easiest, but very easy. I almost want to say no problem, but they're going to be on the very end of easy, because you already have to use the flashlight on another character, Nightmare Freddy, and the difference is Phantom Freddy goes away faster, and he can't kill you. He is basically useless. In fact, I think he is going to go in no problem, actually. He doesn't do anything. He can't kill you, and if Nightmare Freddy is also active, you're guaranteed to get rid of Phantom Freddy every time. Yeah, you're useless, buddy. Once again, all mediocre melodies are going in the same spot. Rockstar Foxy is the easiest of easy. All you have to do is not touch his bird, and even if you do, there's only a chance that you'll lose. So yeah, he's the easiest character. Regular Freddy, you have to look at him on the left door of the camera, focusing on the left door. What makes him not that bad is that he kind of has a timer. Like, you can actually kind of count when he's going to be there in your head. But that's not always reliable, and it obviously varies on difficulty. It's probably going to be somewhere on not so bad. Probably the top of not so bad, because with Chica, you can at least listen to it, but Freddy, you need to actually check the camera. So I would say Freddy's a bit more challenging than Chica. Balloon Boy, major pain in the ass. Yeah, he's a pain. On high difficulties, he comes up so often, and if you accidentally let him in, obviously that could really fuck you over. Not as bad as JJ, because JJ takes out the doors, which is way worse than the flashlight. Yeah, Balloon Boy. I almost want to put Balloon Boy in hard and knock up Foxy to dreadful. But at the same time, with Balloon Boy, all you have to do is close the right vent, or is it the duct? I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think about this. No, yeah, because of the fact that Balloon Boy is almost, like, on high difficulties, is so often on the right, you're probably okay by just, like, closing the right every time you go to check the camera or something like that. Like, things like that is actually not that bad because of that. So I think he might actually be at the very end of manageable. Golden Freddy is going to be no problem. I'd say even below Phantom Freddy. Well, okay, no, I'll put him above Phantom Freddy since he can kill you, but when I play Ultimate Custom Night, I play the same way as FNAF 2, where every time I'm in the cameras and then I close them, I just put the mask on. And Golden Freddy, unlike the other ones that are affected by the mask, goes away instantly. So if you just camera down, mask on, take it off, he's gone. There's like no way Golden Freddy can kill you. So he's basically nothing. All that require plushies are going in hard. I don't understand how people that are so good at this game can master these shits. I guess it's because on harder difficulties you get coins by like closing doors on people and shit like that. But I hate the coin mechanic. The mechanic of gathering coins to buy plushies for 3 different characters. I fucking hate that. I think I'm gonna knock Foxy up to dreadful though, because you do have to monitor him so closely on high difficulties. That's the thing. That's the problem. That's the problem with doing this tier list is they're challenging depending on the scenario of what you are playing. Like, once again, Bonnie is at the very bottom if Foxy isn't active. But that's like technicalities. But then if I were to judge this off of like 50-20 mode levels, or even 10-20 mode, or what? If I were to judge this off of 50-20 or 50-10 mode, you know, everything changes. So I'm trying to just generalize it. And in general, Foxy is probably on the most frustrating end, actually. There's only going to be like 3. I think I'm going to limit the top tier to maybe 3 characters. And I would say Foxy's top 3. Is he? Ah, fuck, is he? We'll leave him there for now, and we'll see how it goes. Ballora, I would say, is slightly more challenging than the Nightmares, because you have to... Actually, they're basically the same now that I think about it. Because the nightmares, one of them is on the left, one of them is on the right, so you have to get the right one. Ballora will either be on the left or right, and you need to get the right one. So she's kind of just like both of them combined. But I would say like the music, is a little more dim, and she moves around. So I would say it's a little bit more difficult than the nightmares. Ennard is even easier than the nightmares, because the nightmares have the same sound effect. You just have to make sure you know which one it is. Ennard is always going to be in the vent when he makes his noise. If you hear the squiggly, squiggy, squick sound, then close the vent. It's very easy. Funtime Foxy is either top of hard or bottom of dreadful. Funtime Foxy is the worst. I hate her so much. Like, on a lot of difficulties, she isn't that bad, but if you're trying to do, like, a 51 even, a 51, a 50-10, a 55, whatever, it's the worst. It's the worst having to make sure you're on that exact camera at that exact millisecond. It's awful. I hate it. Gonna be the top of hard for now. Funtime Chica is fine. Nothing. Yeah, one Rockstar Foxy does literally nothing. She distracts you, quote-unquote. She doesn't do anything. Helpy, another very easy one, I would argue. Yeah, bottom of easy, actually, because these two can at least kill you. He's slightly less easy. I'd say he's a little bit harder to notice than Nightmare Chica, because Nightmare Chica, again, has the mouth closing in. He's a little figure in front of you. But he doesn't kill you, so yeah. And Phone Guy is going to be one above Helpy, because he can't kill you. He does the same thing of making noise. Although there is a difference, actually. Helpy makes one big loud noise when you miss him. Phone Guy sticks around, causing noise for a long time. So, okay, so yeah, he is still, okay, yeah, so, so he is ahead. The reason I already had him ahead was Helpy's always in the same spot. Phone Guy you gotta look around for on the screen. But is he more challenging than Nightmare Chica? I guess not, because he doesn't kill you, but I kind of want to put one more above, just because he does stick around, and that can make things very dangerous. So we're going to put him one more above. And JJ is going to be one above Balloon Boy, I guess. Now, these guys are getting moved ahead of the mediocre melodies. Yeah, you can often rely on just close the right vent at random, or right duct, whatever the fuck it is. But I still feel like it's so much more stressful than these guys, because of how, like, their ability to take away your shit is so strong. Like, JJ will remove your ability to close doors. That is awful. Lefty, I don't know how to rank. I don't know how to rank Lefty, because I don't fully understand how he works. Out of everybody on this list that can kill you, I'm pretty sure he's the only one that has never killed me. I don't fully understand what he does, and I've never had a problem dealing with him. To my knowledge, it's like, you can't make too much noise, and you can't make the room too hot, I believe is what it is. So I guess I've just never had that big of issue with it. If that is all it is, if it is simply just keep sound down and keep heat down, then he's gonna be low. I'll put him at the end of not so bad, just for argument's sake, but I've never been killed by him. Mangle is a bit of a bitch. I'm not a huge fan of Mangle in this game. She will go through the vent, which is fine, but she will go through any of the different pathways, of which there's 3. So if she goes to the first one and you're not paying attention to it, she'll get there really quickly. But if she goes to the third, then it'll take her a while, and you need to keep checking. Like, again, with Withered Chica, you always know where she's going to go. She's going to go to the furthest one. With Springtrap, who we'll get to, you can see him. You can literally see him in the vent. With Mangle, you gotta monitor it, which sucks. She might even be at the end of manageable, because actually I think she might go up more than that, because these guys, you just have to keep looking at the duct space. I mean, I guess they're kind of the same in a way. You have to see where Mangle's going in the vents. You have to see where they're going in the ducts. It's fairly similar, I guess. I guess since there's so many of these guys and they kind of like play off of each other in that way, I'll keep them one above, but they're fairly similar. Molten Freddy. Easy. Just an audio cue. Even easier than Ennard, because his noise is even louder and more noticeable than Ennard's. Like these guys, you gotta listen for the left or right. This guy, you only have to listen for the one thing, but it's a bit quiet. Molten Freddy is just a big ha 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 in your face, and you know exactly where he's gonna be. All mediocre melodies going in the same spot. Nightmare Balloon Boy is actually a bit of an interesting one because I do actually find him a bit difficult to notice. He'll sit down but in your office, but if he's standing up, you need to use your flashlight on him, or you lose when you put the camera up. But if you flash your flashlight on him when he isn't standing up, he also kills you then. I find that a bit annoying, actually. I do find that a little more frustrating. I think I'll put him above Chica but below Freddy, because the thing with Freddy is you need to check the camera for him. And Chica you need to listen to the sound of. I find listening to the sound of Chica easier than noticing Balloon Boy. But with Nightmare Balloon Boy is you just have to notice him in your office. Freddy you need to actively check on. I think there's a bit of a difference there. Nightmare Bonnie, another one you have to buy a plush for. Fuck these things. I hate it so much. Oh, I hate them. Okay, Nightmare Freddy is going to be an interesting one because he has the same mechanic as Phantom Freddy, who I put in no problem, except Nightmare Freddy's is much more intense. However, I still don't find it that difficult. I don't think it's all that challenging. You kind of just have to use your flashlight on the room semi-frequently. It's not that bad. Is it easier or harder than visual cues? Or audio cues? Fuck. Audio cues. It's probably harder than audio cues just because, again, the Freddles, is that what the little ones are called? I think they're Freddles. The little Freddys are, they can spawn up real fast. On higher difficulties, this one can be quite stressful. For now, we're gonna just leave it here. I think, actually, no. I have an idea. We're gonna put them in between these ones, because these ones you have to listen to for the correct audio cue, meaning left or right. That is very important. These ones are one simple audio cue that's always guaranteed. This guy, you just have to use your flashlight in the middle. So I would say that's a little more challenging than just listening to it because you need to be looking at the office, whereas these guys, you can be looking at the camera and still close their vent. And these guys, you just need to focus on the right or left one, which is a little more challenging than just looking at the office. Big brain here. Can you tell I have too many hours in these games? All coin motherfuckers, go in hard. You guys suck. Old Man Consequences, the only FNAF World character that isn't just an Easter egg. This one's difficult to rank because his minigame is not hard. It really isn't. You can spam C and you'll probably be fine. But if you don't get it, it's bad. Losing the ability to access your cameras is a big fucking deal. I kind of want to put him in not so bad because of how easy the little minigame is. But I think I'm going to have to bump him up to manageable because, again, if you don't get it, it's bad. It's not going to be as high as these ones, I don't think. No, he's going to be on the very end of manageable, but he's still going to have to be there because the risk is scary. Another melody row to go to the bunch. Phantom Balloon Boy. Does he even do anything? What does he do? I think he does the same thing as in FNAF 3, where he looks at the camera and you have to look out and you have to look away. Spooky. Yeah, he doesn't really do anything, does he? I guess there. Yeah, I think that's fair. And then Nightmare Mangle is exactly the same. Yeah, she causes a noise disturbance, which I guess is a bit worse. Man, not only are the Phantoms ugly and shit in FNAF 3, they're basically useless in this game. The final mediocre melody to join the gang. Look at all the homies. Rockstar Bonnie is both awful and also not that bad. The problem with him is it's very stressful and you kind of panic when you see him, especially if you're new to the game, but his guitar can only appear in a few select areas. It's not completely random. So, well, it is completely random, but it isn't completely random including every room. So it's not that bad, but it is still very stressful. And because you have to go from camera to camera to camera, if there's a lot of other characters active, that can be time-consuming and also dangerous when you have to look at so many different things. So I don't think I can put him manageable. I think he has to go in hard. Yeah, I think that's only fair. Just quickly looking at this, though. Is everyone in hard easier than Foxy? I don't know. I don't know. Foxy might need to go down, but then who's going to be in Dreadful? I know the puppet is going to be, and Toy Freddy could be, actually. I think a fair way to do this would be to actually start bumping some characters up. I think Foxy would still be in Dreadful because you have to monitor him, and yeah, I think Bonnie Boy might actually be in Dreadful because you do still have to go through so many different cameras. Like Foxy, it might actually be even lower because Foxy, you guarantee you look at one camera. You just need to make sure Bonnie isn't the one in there. You need to look around for this motherfucker's guitar. It's really bad in this game. Yeah, honestly, I don't think what I did here is unfair. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable, actually. Jacko Chica is yet another character I don't really understand. If she can kill you, then her and Lefty I have never been killed by. I don't fully understand what she does. To my knowledge, she appears if the room is too warm, and the way to get rid of her is to close both doors. That's what I remember it being. But again, I've never been killed by her. I don't know, we'll put her there. Sure. L Chip. Easy. Does nothing. One above Funtime Chica, because Funtime Chica just appears and you have to just try to ignore it. L Chip, you have to push a button. Challenging. Shadow Bonnie, this is who I was referring to when I was talking about the mini arenas. Shadow Bonnie is so much worse than the mini arenas, blocking out basically the entire office space. So yeah, one above mini arenas. Spring Trap, not bad at all actually. You don't even really have to follow him on the vent system. You kind of just have to make sure you notice him at the top of the screen. Really not that bad. He's a bit hard to notice, so like he's definitely above Nightmare Chica, absolutely above Bonnet, and above these two. Yeah, actually, he's gonna be high up on the. Yeah, he's gonna be high up on here. And although I know I called myself big brained for this, Nightmare Freddy is probably still easier than, or harder than these three. Noticing the audio cues is not hard, but then again, it's still just holding the. No, my brain is big. We're keeping it this way. Toy Bonnie. The problem with the mask mechanics, again, except for Golden Freddy, he's useless. But the problem with the ones that are affected by the mask is they are time-consuming. That's why Golden Freddy is easy. Camera down, mask on, mask off, you're good. But with the other ones, you need to wait. And waiting for anything is dangerous in this game. So that is unbelievably stressful when you have to sit still for a period of time. It's exactly like that in FNAF 2 as well, when you have to wind up the music box. It's the worst thing that could happen is the characters just showing up in the room at a bad time. Toy Bonnie is going to either be not so bad or manageable. I think the reason he's still going to be in not so bad is because it's not like it's difficult to notice, and it's not like it's difficult to know what to do. It's just stressful and depends on like the timing of things. So, maybe here, because Rockstar Freddy you can use the heater on. Wither Chica you need to follow on the vent system. This guy, yeah, we'll leave him there. And the puppet is going to be dreadful for sure. How does he compare to the others, though, is the question. So something that makes him easier than Bonnie here is you know which camera to look at, guaranteed. It's the same camera. And there's a shortcut for a global music box. The problem with the global music box is it uses power. So that's still, like, although that makes it easier for sure, it's still risky, it's still dangerous, and it's still difficult. So, definitely going to put it above Foxy. Because the thing with Foxy is you just have to look at him. Like, if you just look and go, you're fine. Puppet, your options are either risk using a lot of power, or look at the same camera for a long period of time. And once again, waiting is stressful. And because this one relies on waiting, and this one relies on looking quickly, I'm going to say the Puppet is top right now. Puppet, I still find very challenging. Rockstar Chica, the ugliest motherfucker in this game. Not that bad, realistically. Could be worse. You have to look at the cameras on the right and left. You need to move the fucking sign. Definitely worse than others, but could be worse. Gonna be above Helpy and Nightmare Chica because she's harder to notice. She might actually go up to manageable just because you do need to actively look for her. Or actively check on her, I should say. Yeah, there. Because... Is she... I mean, between Withered Chica and Rockstar Chica, I don't really know. They're similar but different. You need to watch her, make sure you catch her at the right time. You need to make sure you see her at the right time, but on different cameras. She's less stressful, I would say. I can't fully explain why, but I'm gonna put her one below Withered Chica. Music Man. I've only been killed by him like two times maybe. So like Lefty, I don't fully understand him. I'm pretty sure the only thing with him is keep the noise down. And yeah, he starts making noise himself when the noise is too loud, and that's like a signal when you need to stop. So that makes it pretty easy, actually, that he gives you a warning. Gonna put there, maybe. Actually, he's gonna be very low. He is definitely going to be very low. Because these guys have audio cues, but none of them are as obvious as Music Man. So although these guys, you just have to close a door, that's fast, sure. This guy gives you so much warning, and it's so in your face. So he's gonna be at the very near the bottom of easy, all below all these audio cue guys. He's actually, I'm realizing now just how obvious he makes it, and I'm realizing why he never killed me. Toy Chica is exactly the same as Toy Bonnie. To my knowledge, there isn't any difference at all. Toy Freddy, fuck you, man. Hard or dreadful? That's the question. You have to really monitor him, and you have to play a little game. The fact that you have to focus on cameras within the camera is so annoying because it can be very time-consuming. It doesn't seem like it should be time-consuming, but the thing is, the buttons are so small that you need to click so precisely if you're trying to go fast. It's such a small screen with small buttons, so you need to get the buttons right, and then you need to notice which one is the correct one to close, despite it being so small, and you need to check it so many times. I don't like Mr. Fredman here. Yeah, he's going to be in Dreadful for sure. And above Foxy, because Foxy you just look at. Toy Freddy, you need to do something with. Part of me wants to switch Foxy and Funtime Foxy, because Foxy you can just look at, and Funtime Foxy you need to look at a specific time, which is, again, so painful. Or I could just do this, and not have either of them in Dreadful. No, Funtime Foxy is awful. Sometimes her time will be 6 a.m. You have to finish the game looking at her. And losing a game to that is the worst feeling in probably all of Five Nights at Freddy's. So yeah, we'll go with that. Trash in the Gang. I love them so much, but they don't fucking do anything at all. Yeah, second to last, because Chip and Funtime Chica can actually distract you a little bit. These guys don't do it. They don't, at least for me, they don't even distract me. I can see them and be like, ha, and that's over. Withered Bonnie is going to be above these two because I think he's a little more aggressive. I think he gives you less time because these guys like wobble their way in, whereas Withered Bonnie sort of just shows up. I think it's in FNAF 2, the Withereds are more troubling than the toys, and I think it's the same in this game. If it's not, then they're all still on the same level basically anyway. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Withered Bonnie is a little more aggressive than the Toy Bonnie. Scrap Trap, or Afton as he's called in this one, is very low. Very, very, very low. Because he attacks once and has a very obvious cue. Sure, if you don't get the cue, you lose, but so what? It's the most obvious cue, and he only does it once. He's either one below Music Man or one above Music Man. It's going to be one below Music Man, because I would say Music Man's... he gives you a lot more preparation than him, sure. But Afton attacks once. Once! Scrap Baby is kind of the same as Nightmare Balloon Boy. She sits in the office, and you need to shock her if she is different. I think she like looks down, and if she's looking up, you shock her. I'll put her one below Nightmare Balloon Boy because she's definitely easier to notice, but they're kind of the same. Lolbit. Both easy but also not. Like, her mechanic is so simple, but having to actually type out LOL while in the heat of the moment can be stressful for sure. But maybe at the very bottom of not so bad. Cause is she better or worse than the mini arenas? No, she's easier than the mini arenas actually. Yeah. Let's put her here. We'll put her here because Springtrap you just have to look up. You can sort of notice fairly easily. This one does take a bit more of a hassle to type out LOL to get rid of her, but she doesn't. But mini arenas do block your vision and stuff like that, so I think that's fair. And then the last one is Plush Trap, who I have only seen in game a handful of times, not many times at all. I think what he does. Fuck. Sorry about that. Thankfully, it doesn't reset. I have buttons on the side of my mouse, you know, cool old gaming mouse, and I accidentally clicked out of the page. Anyway, Plush Trap. To my knowledge, all you have to do is look at him when he's there. I think that's all it is. He sits in the same cove as Funtime Foxy, and if he's there, you look at him until he leaves. So I guess that relies on checking, but you have to... It's not that bad, really. It's like Funtime Foxy or Foxy, but really nerfed. Once again, though, it is at random, so that makes it a bit worse. It's definitely not going to be below not so bad. I'm going to put him there. Because these guys are time-consuming. This person... I'm calling them people. These three are time-consuming. Rockstar Chica, you have to look between two different cameras. Plush Trap is always guaranteed to be at the same camera, so all you have to do is glance there to make sure he's not there. So that's not that bad. That's pretty manageable, although it's below manageable. All right, is this it? Is there anything I should change? I think this is a fairly solid list. I don't think there's really anything... Again, it's all circumstantial, but I don't think there's really anything that's all that debatable. Yeah, I think I'm content with this list. I think this is a perfectly reasonable list. So yeah, that's the list right there. Let me know what you guys think of it. I will link this tier list in the description below. I did make it, although there's plenty of FNAF character tier lists, but I made this one, so I'll put the link in the description if you want to rank it yourself. And if you want, you can tweet it at me at I'm the baddest. That link is in the description. Yeah, you can do that if you want. I'm pretty confident with this list. I think I'm fairly sure with it. Obviously, it's going to vary between you and me because this is just about what I find difficult. But I think this is fairly reasonable for the most part. The only one I could see people really disagreeing with is the plushies, but I hate them so much. Or maybe some people struggle with the audio cues more than me. I remember in my FNAF games ranked by difficulty, I said FNAF 4 was pretty easy. And then some people were like, I can't hear that well, so it's hard for me. That makes sense. Fair enough. And a lot of people, I remember I saw like maybe 2 or 3 comments that were like, I bet you didn't beat FNAF 4's 20 mode because you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. I beat FNAF 4's 20 mode when I was 9. Yeah, I was 9 years old when that game came out, and I beat it. It's not hard. It's the easiest 20 mode. It's even easier than FNAF 3's Aggressive Nightmare. Like, FNAF 4's 20 mode is easy. Anyway, yeah, that's the list. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you want to help out. Liking and subscribing is always helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later. Goodbye.